Good morning, students. Today I am going to take a new chapter, garbage in and garbage out. You know what is meant by garbage, children? Now, garbage is the waste materials which we produce by various activities what we do at home. For example, in cooking we generate garbage. While manufacturing something in the factory, garbage is produced. Like this, we produce lot of garbage. To be frank, nowadays the garbage has become a very big problem. We throw out so much rubbish or garbage every day from our home, schools, shops and offices. The grains, pulses, biscuits, milk, oil purchased in the shops are packed with plastic bags or tins. All these wrapping material go out as garbage. We sometimes buy things that are rarely used and often thrown into garbage. We generate so much garbage in our day-to-day activities. We often throw groundnut shells on public places, in buses or trains after eating the nuts. We throw away ticket when we get off a bus. A child may go sharpening pencil just for fun. If we make mistakes or spill ink on the notebook, we tear off the sheet and throw it away. We tear off, and also we throw away many domestic waste such as broken toys, old clothes, shoes, slippers. What will happen if the garbage is not removed from our homes and surroundings? What do you think of? When Safai Karmacharis take the garbage from the bins, where does the garbage go and what happens to it? Is it possible for all of this garbage to be changed into something what will not harm us? Can we contribute towards this anyway? We will look into these answers to these questions for this chapter. Children from Paheri and Boju school did a project called Dealing with Garbage. We will learn about some of the things they learned through this project. Dealing with garbage. Safai Karmacharis collect garbage in trucks and take it to a low-lying open area called a landfill. There is a part of garbage that can be used is separated out from the one that cannot be used as such. Thus, the garbage has both useful and non-useful components. The non-useful component is separated out, it is then spread over a landfill and then covered with a layer of soil. This is the diagram of a landfill. And then covered with a layer of soil. Once the landfill is completely full, it is usually converted into a park or a playground. For the next 20 years or so, no building is constructed on it. To deal with some of the useful components of the garbage, compost making areas are developed near the landfill. What is compost? Compost is nothing but we all use biodegradable waste and put in a place for degradation or decomposition. That is what we call as composting. Composting is if the garbage was found to rot completely and did not smell, mix it with the soil where you will sow your favorite plants. You must have observed from this activity that something in the garbage rot, they form manure, it is used for the plants. The rotting and conversion of some materials of manure is called as composting. The rotting and conversion of some materials into manure is called composting. Once again I will tell, the rotting or conversion of some materials into manure is called as composting. In some cities and towns, municipalities provide separate dustbins. Municipalities provide separate dustbins for collecting two kinds of garbage. Usually one is colored blue and another is colored green. The blue bin is for materials that can be used again, such as plastics, metals and glass. Did you notice that these are the materials that do not rot in the garbage heap? The green bins are for collecting kitchen and other plants or animal waste. You notice that this type of waste rot completely when buried in soil. Do you see why is it necessary for us to separate waste into groups? Have you noticed garbage heaps of dried leaves on the roadside? Most of these are burned. Farmers too often burn the husk, dried leaves and the part of crop fields in their fields. After harvesting, burning of these produces smoke and gases that are harmful to our health. Here are some of the observations and thoughts noted by Paheri and Boju for their project dealing with garbage. All you have noted in a notebook, do not burn the leaves. Will not be able to tolerate the fumes. Not theft really, she must have meant illegal. She wanted that the government should make a law against burning of leaves and other plant waste anywhere in India. Why has the government not made burning of leaves a theft? We can be friends of plants by supplying them with compost. We'll also be very good friends ourselves by making compost. Talking of friends, you know what the earthworms is called farmer friend. Let us find out how a type of earthworm called earthworm is used for composting. This method of preparing compost with the help of earthworm is called vermicomposting. Vegetable waste, peel of fruits, or some of the things which we can use for composting. One can also use green leaves, pieces of dried stalk of plants, husk or pieces of newspaper or cardboard to spread over layer of sand. However, shiny or plastic coated paper should not be used for this purpose. Dried animal dung could be used as a spread over the sand wire or mesh. Sprinkle some water to make this layer wet. Take care not to use excess of water. Do not press the layer of waste. Keep this layer loose so that it has sufficient adherence. Now if your pit is ready to welcome the redworms, buy some redworms and put them in your pit. Cover them loosely with gunny bag or an old sheet of cloth or layer of grass. Your redworms need food. You can give them vegetable and fruit waste, coffee and tea remains and weeds from the fields or garden. It might be a good idea to bury this food about 2 cm inside the pit. Do not use the waste that may contain salt, pickles, oil, vinegar, meat and milk preparation as food for your redworms. If you put these things in the pit, disease causing small organisms start growing in the pit. Once in a few days, gently mix and move the top layers of its pit. Redworms do not have teeth. They have a structure called gizzard, which helps them in grinding the food. Powdered eggshells and seashells could be mixed with the waste. This would help redworms in grinding the food. The redworm can eat food equal to its own weight in a day. Redworms do not survive in very hot or very cold surroundings. They also need moisture on them. If you take good care of your worms in a month, their number will double. Observe the contents of the pit carefully after 3 to 4 weeks. Do you know you see loose soil-like material in the pit? Your vermicompost is ready. Put some waste as put in one corner of the pit. Most of the worms will shift towards this pit, vacating the other part. Remove the compost from the vacated part and dry it in the sun for a few hours. Your vermicompost is ready for use. The part left in the pit has most of the worms in it. You can use these for preparing more compost or share them with another user. Use this excellent vermicompost in your gardens, pots, fields. It is not like getting best of your waste. Those of you who have agriculture field can try vermicomposting in large pits. How much of garbage do you think is thrown out by each house every day? You can estimate by using a bucket as a measure. Use a 5 to 10 liter bucket to collect garbage from your house. How many days does the bucket become full? Let us read about a story about a village where there is less garbage and more wisdom. Nanu studies in class 6. He is very fond of making paper planes. His mother is very annoyed when he tears off sheets from new notebooks to make aeroplane. But Nanu does not care. Once Nanu went to his auntie's village along with his mother, he was amazed at the variety of things his cousin Sham had made. Files from old charts, greeting cards decorated with flowers made from pencil shavings, mat from old clothes, basket from used old polythene bags. So some of the items Nanu liked. Sham had even made a diary from invitation cards. It made invitation from cards. One morning Nanu went looking for his grandmother Nani. He saw that she was applying a thick paste on a basket. Nanu asked, Nani, what are you doing? What is this paste? This is papier mac, a paste made up of clay and paper in which I have also mixed some rices. But why are you putting it on the basket? Asked Nanu. To make it stronger, said Nani, and added, would you like to learn this from me? Nanu was not very keen and ran outside to play. He was only interested in tearing up the papers to make planes. In fact, he also started tearing up the papers from Sham's files. Sham collected all the pieces of paper Nanu had used, wondering what to do about it. He did just not listen to anyone. It was Nanu's birthday in a few days. Sham planned to invite Nanu's friends. Nanu took out money from his mud pot and went to the market. He bought some paper ads for his friends. He asked the shopkeeper for a polythene bag to keep the ads, who gave the paper bag instead of polythene. Nanu also bought many other items like biscuits and toffees. He found it difficult to carry all of these things as no shopkeeper was able to give a polythene bag. Sham had told him to carry a cloth bag with him and he was sorry that he did not listen to him. Somehow he managed to reach home with all his purchases. Nanu's friends enjoyed the feast on his birthday and played many games with his friends. Next we will go for recycling